Hey everybody, and welcome back to Uru. We've just finished reading the journal of one Douglas Sharper with the DRC, and we've gotten a lot of interesting information about the conflict that was going on around here. If you haven't watched that last video, I highly recommend doing it. But now we're going to continue exploring Teledahn, and as such I'm going to be commenting on a lot of the observations that Sharper made in his journal about the age itself, since it seems like he was assigned to this age. We were able to open the hatch by using that control we found upstairs. The way you're supposed to figure that out, I believe, is you're supposed to note that that red button-like thing matched the red button on the control panel we were using up on the second floor. But there's also another component to this, because up here, there's this stopping point. Excuse me. And the stopping point was originally filled up with water, but we drained it by pulling that lever. You might remember that lever slowly went down or up, I forget the direction, after we pulled it. That was the water draining down this thing. So by doing that, we were able to further go down this path. I probably should have gone down here earlier after opening up the hatch to show you guys that, but I completely forgot about it, so... Anyway, just imagine there was a whole bunch of water down here, and we couldn't climb down this second ladder. So now that the water's been drained, we can continue going down. Let's see what's down here. Sharper mentioned a backside to Teledahn that was kind of hidden. So maybe this is the second part. Looks like we found the drainage pipe. And some light source up there. Looks like the rapidly rotating sun is coming through. Ooh, and there's an entrance to something up there. I'll go down there in a minute. Okay, I think we found the end point. Alright, so let's see what that's all about over here. A little bit of a perspective issue there. And looks like we found a very dingy place. It's a very dingy place, but it's got that same symbol on the floor that we've seen in other spots. The one that I think is supposed to represent Yisha. And through this window here we can see over there some sort of series of blocks or something that say 2, 4, 6, and 7 are up, whereas 1, 3, and 5 are down. Huh. There's also these pressure plates. Interesting. Also, I think there's a journey cloth somewhere around here. I'm trying to remember where, though. Right there. There it is. Well, if you remember, there was a diagram on Sharper's desk here in Teledahn that depicted 7 different squares, and they all were numbered with dunny numerals. So it's going to be our job to figure out which of these plates we need to hold down. So, we need to figure out exactly which plates to hold down. It looks like we've got a few different objects that we can use to do that around the room. We've got bones and rocks and other things. So, let me see here. Which ones are up again? 2, 4, 6, and 7. Let's try putting objects on those. So, if we go by the order in the diagram Sharper had, starting from this plate and going counterclockwise throughout the room, we've got this plate is 4, 7, 1, 5, 3, 6, and 2. So it looks like it's just the plates closest to the doors that we need to hold down, right? Let's try that. This is going to be kind of awkward to do, moving these things around. Kind of a strange puzzle in terms of movement, but we'll get it. Alright, so I'm going to move this over there. Hopefully. Can I move this over there? Oh, come on. It's kind of hard to see when it's so dark. There we go. So now we just need to do the two other ones that are closest to this door. And I think we got enough things here to do that. Okay, that one's down. Ooh, that sounds like a good noise. The gate's open, as long as we stand on it. But it looks like whenever we open this gate, that gate closes, so that could present a bit of an issue. Let me put a nice big rock on that one. I don't know if the little rocks will work. In fact, let's try that. Will the little rocks weigh it down enough? Come on. I think they did. Yep, they did. Cool. Alright, so now this is closed. When we can see this thing up close, and it looks like we can play around with these a little bit, so as long as we can make the solution invalid. Yeah, there we go. Now we can go through. Okay, that was simple enough. Looks like we got maybe this is like a holding, like a waiting area or something. Seems like this is the slave prison thing that Sharper mentioned in his journal. Definitely evidence that the Dunny weren't exactly super upright with everything they did. And we were hopping down these stairs. Alright, let's take a moment to breathe all this in. It's good to be outdoors again. And we've got something here. Alright, so we've got a bridge. And let's see, can we use this lever here to lower it? Looks like they didn't really do anything. There we go, you can just run into it. Alright, I happen to know that you have to, if you really want to be able to get around this age a little more easily, you have to lower it all the way. There we go. And you can use the lever to do that. What does this contraption do? Can I get to it? It's like a little machine of some sort. Huh. Looks like it flaps these spores into the air. And we read in Sharper's journal that the flapper creatures, which I believe are fish, the same ones that Sharper was storing in his fish tank, they're not very visible, which is why we didn't notice them very well earlier. But they like those spores from the mushrooms, so that's good to know. Alright, we made it out here to this side. This must be the backside of Teledahn that we heard about. So, nice view, not a whole lot out there. No sign of Shroomy, though, but we did read in the journal that Shroomy is pretty afraid of loud noises, so she's probably not going to come out with all that machinery going all over the place there. Another door. Is that a Dunny door or a man-made door? Alright, what's in here? It's like this is a storage room with a lot of crates. Sharper more than likely used this. This appears to be a calendar that he was keeping. Ooh, and what is that? That looks important. What have we got here? There we go. Approach it from this side. So this is the link stone that goes to Garrison that we had been hearing about in the Garrison notebook. Or on the post-it outside the Garrison notebook, I should say. So we're not going to go through that yet. We're going to finish this age first, because I want to do this one first. And there's another door over here. Where does this one go? Okay. More tunnels. What is this? Looks like another journey door similar to the one in the tree, but this one's a lot more imposing. There's also a maintainer marker right there. Although that one we can't kick around. Another journey cloth to touch. 2 more to go. Not bad at all. Alright, where else can we go up here? There's another lever here. Looks like this lowers the gate that Sharper referred to earlier. I don't know if that's actually required to lure Shroomy toward you, but at least it's a nice little detail that we got added in here. And this is interesting. This is the walkway we saw earlier. And if we jump, we can actually lower it. A lot of people don't know about that, but you can actually do it like that. And while we're out here, I'm actually going to turn off the... Actually, not yet. I'm going to wait to do that until we completely finish the age, just in case there's something we need power for. I can't remember off the top of my head. Alright, let's go back in here for now. I really do like just how much everything here has a practical purpose. Maybe not necessarily a game-solving purpose, but definitely one that makes sense in the context of the... like in an in-universe context. I really appreciate that a lot. I also like how our character hops down the stairs like that. So we got a couple of things here. One of them is this telescope. Oh, this looks quite a bit different because this has a button on it. Oh. Apparently we can shoot things from this, which makes sense because we heard about this gun device that Sharper was using. Okay, so what can we shoot? What's the point? Oh, there are buttons that move you side to side. Okay, that's good. I was going to say, if that was the only way we could move up and down, that would be kind of bad. Okay, looks like there's some things we can shoot at over here. There's a ladder that comes down from there, but it doesn't quite go all the way down. Did that accomplish anything? Didn't look like we quite... Oh, we shot over there. My bad. Yeah, there we go. Let's shoot all the other ones. I don't know if you needed to have the power on for this thing to work. So that's why I didn't want to turn the power off. I couldn't really remember if that was required or not. I didn't want to have to go back into that thing. And there we go. Now the ladder's all the way down. Didn't want to have to go through that whole thing again. Although I think the telescope would work now if we tried going to it. That one certainly did. Okay, what does we have here? It looks like another mushroom spore launch thing. Okay. I think I'm going to go up and see what that ladder's all about. And then I'll come back, before we end the age, I'll come back here and try to see if we can get Shroomy to come out and play for a little bit. Okay. Sharper didn't write about that door in his journal, so I'm kind of curious to know what's inside there, if it's another area with a Relto book or something else. Okay. I think the way to go is outside. Yeah, there we go. There's a journey cloth there that we haven't gotten to yet. And I purposefully left it alone just because I knew we'd have to do this little bit of platforming here again. If I can get up there. Oh, that's why I wasn't facing the right way. Let's jump on top of this spool-shaped thing, and then we'll... There we go, that's more like it. Okay, so now we're on this ledge. There we go. Okay. Made it up. Alright, one more journey cloth to go. Doesn't look like this really goes anywhere. Just goes that way. And we get a nice long ladder climb up to this upper area here. Amazing how the insides of these mushrooms were repurposed to store things and whatnot. I believe... Oh, there's the last journey cloth. I believe there is a article of clothing you can get around here, if I can find it. Maybe it was on the previous floor. There's definitely a desk here. Can we look at that? Doesn't look like we can. Yeah, I can't mouse over that. I think it's another drawing of Shroomy. Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. If I can grab it. It's a tie-dye shirt. Check it out. It's okay, I guess. I mean, I still like my ribbon shirt more. Alright, let's go this way. This seems to be another cave entrance or something. It has stairs going down. Alright, and... What is this? What? Okay. We ended up right back here. That was really weird. I don't know what that was all about, but alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and head back up those stairs inside, actually, so we can, first of all, go shut off all the machinery and all that stuff. Don't know if our Shroomy luring is going to be very successful. I think... I've read some posts online that have suggested that if you feed Shroomy by using the spore things for a while, then the flappers will come enough that she'll eventually start coming more toward you over a longer period of time, but it has to be over, like, several months. So you kind of have to do what Sharper was doing in order for that to really work. So I'm going to go over here first and shut all this down. Actually, before I do that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to look in the telescope to see if that works now. Because I think that little glitch is now no longer an issue. So let's see if it actually stays put here. And it looks good. Looks like we're not dealing with any more weird camera view switch things. Switch glitches. Alright, so let's go ahead and take down the whole machine here. I really love that solar panel thing there at the top that captures the sun. That's really nifty. I don't know if solar panel is really the right word for it, though. It's more of like a dish. Okay, so this goes out here, yeah. So now the machinery is completely off, so I'm hoping that if we try luring Shroomy out here, then we'll hopefully see her. I'm going to use both of the spore machines, the one that's over on the walkway on the way here, and then maybe the one by the dock, because it seems like that would be a good viewing spot for Shroomy. So, let's take a look here. Nope, this way. A little bit of back and forthing, but it's alright. There we go. I love these wide open spaces. Just makes the age feel that much more atmospheric and alive. Jump! I also love doing that, in case you couldn't tell. Okay, let's try this one out. Go, spores, go! This is, by the way, this is not required to beat the game or anything. I just thought it'd be fun to show, providing it actually works. We'll see. You know what? I might keep the tie-dye shirt on for a while. I wonder if you can change the colors. I'll have to look into that. I don't really recall wearing it that much earlier, so... Oh, we had to go back upstairs for that, didn't... Wait, no. We had to go up these stairs, not the ones to the top floor. I keep forgetting just how many pathways you can get through from this tunnel area. At least we got all the journey cloths now, so... Ooh! There she is, right there! We saw Shroomy! Yay! Yeah, if you keep feeding her for a while, then she is going to keep coming closer and closer, so... Let's see if we can spot anything more here. I'm guessing that's probably going to be the only sighting we'll have, because it's not very common. At the very least, we got to see her. So let's go ahead and head back to the journey door and complete the age. Okay, that looks a little spooky to walk inside. What in the world are those noises? Are those the creatures we keep hearing about? Looks like we linked, too.
Your journey has begun. You can't imagine how these small things affect the future, but someday you will. You will return. Many paths have brought me to this place. The path of my great-grandmother, bringer of destruction. The path of my grandfather, the rebuilder of pride. The path of my mother, writer of dreams, and of my father, my dear father, the caretaker of burdens. And I knew that at the end of such great paths must lay a great purpose. I returned to the cleft to find it. Cleft. The fissure in the desert, the wound in the earth, the path to things beneath the surface. It was there I sought to find my purpose. It was from there I came to know the dead underground city of Denis. These Denis people who are now gone came thousands of years ago to the shelter of the cavern to return to leastness. They found solace in their smallness in the dark. And so did I. But light is powerful in the darkness. Did you see the hidden caves and the cages? It is where the proud would keep the least. The least were only animals, after all. Animals that could blink. They could be put to work or play. They could ease the burden of the proud and fill their free time with entertainment. Quietly as Denis slept, their lives were taken because the proud make the rules. This wasn't the first time such a blasphemy was part of Denis. The histories whisper of it, like Fatuk the Acher or King Asimlef. And even in this age, it may not be the last. And now to these pillars. These 4 pillars around you are the very being of the Bahro. You must take them. They will bring a great treasure to Relto, your age, the island in the clouds. Relto will be their keeper for only a brief time.
Okay, so that was, okay, now the light went off. That was Yisha's first of a few different addresses to us. And we've got this pillar here, and it's not very visible here, but there's a hand symbol, kind of like the journey symbol, but without the cloth here on the wall. And touching it makes the pillar disappear, which is interesting. If we go into first person mode, we can actually see other pillars around the room here. So, in fact, let's try jumping to one. Ah, we can't. Oh well. And we jump into the Starfisher? Looks like we're linking back to Relto instead of falling all the way through, so... And we linked back out here instead of inside the library. One of the pillars now has been placed into its spot. The spot for Teledahn, to be specific, and it's even got the mushroom symbol on it, too. Well, that was certainly an interesting speech. Yisha talked about how the Dunny were proud, and honestly, these speeches kind of remind me of the bits of exposition in the original Myst with Cirrus and Akinar. But we learned a little bit about this group called the Least and the Barrow, or Barrow, whoever they are. So we'll have to keep our eyes out for more about that later. I'm going to see if this tie-dye shirt can be adjusted for color. So if it does, man, I want to see what cool combinations. Yep, you can. Okay, that looks weird, but with red, if this is going to be green, then forget it. Yeah. You know what? Let's go back to our ribbon shirt. It was fun for a time, but I feel like if those are the only two things you can customize, that's kind of a bit of unfortunate. Where can we go back to? Oh, here we go. You know, that looks kind of snazzy, but I'm going to keep with our ribbon shirt. You can't save the color of it, though, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, come on. Can I get into the yellow? I want to get a little more. There we go. That's what I wanted. A little more saturation there. So one other interesting thing about Yisha's speech and what happened when we touched the hand on the wall was that this pillar was dissolved and then it came over here. And then we jumped into what appeared to be the star fissure, at least. And this matches what we saw earlier on that mural when we originally linked to Dunny for the first time. It showed a cave with dots beneath it, which now we can probably guess are stars, and these pillar things that went up to Relto and then back down. So we're going to have to revisit that idea later as we move forward. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Next time we're going to go to Garrison and finish it and see what more we can do. But until that point, I'm going to go ahead and end things here. So thanks so much for watching once again. And as always, I will catch you on the flip side. So take care and see you all in the next video.